What's up guys, I'm Stiff, not that kind of stiff, and today I'm excited to show you guys a game I've been working on for a few weeks now. If you're new here on the channel, I talk about games that involve movement and how it's a missing genre in the gaming world. Just to give some examples, you might have subscribed to the channel to learn crab game movement mechanics or Combat Arms free running from way back in the day. But I wanted to put my money where my mouth is and make a game to see how it turns out, since I've preached about it for years now. But first, speaking of putting my money where my mouth is, I'm excited to say that we have our first sponsor on the channel, the Ridge wallet, to help make this video come into fruition. Honestly, I've been eyeing these wallets the day they started popping up on YouTube channels that I watch and other social medias that I follow. I always hated how big wallets stretch out your pants and make your butt look bigger, and sometimes even leaving big stretch marks on your favorite pair of jeans, but these wallets are sleek and minimal and get the job done, all the while fitting in the palm of your hand. I chose one of their new design called Forge Pacific. This is how it looks like in person. After owning it for a few months, it's quickly become my main wallet that I use on the daily. In fact, the Ridge wallet is so confident you'll end up liking the wallet that if you're not satisfied with it within the first 45 days of purchasing, you can send it right back to them, get full refund. And in other words, there's no risk in getting one. And if you're not interested in getting one for yourself, then get one for Father's Day, because it's a great, thoughtful gift, because your dad is probably rocking one of these. But you should get it soon though, because Father's Day is right around the corner on June 19th. And if you use my code STIFFY, then you get 15% discount on all purchases. So if you use the code, you'll be saving money all the while helping out the channel, which is a win-win. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Click on the link down below and you'll get a 15% discount with the code STIFFY. And I appreciate you guys and the Ridge wallet for giving me this opportunity. So as I was saying, I decided to create my own movement game, but since I don't know the first thing about game development and coding, the next best thing for me to do was to make my own game on Fortnite Creative. The reason why I chose Fortnite is because they recently added sliding, sprinting, and wall climbing, which all adds movement options to the game, unlike games like Minecraft and Garry's Mod, which may prove to be a bit more difficult to implement these type of mechanics. So out of all the options, Fortnite seemed to spare me the most headache, which is great because I've never been that great at computer skills other than maybe video games. But most of what I've learned so far can be learned within a few hours of messing around in Fortnite Creative and watching a couple YouTube tutorials. And with a little bit of outside the box thinking, you have a bunch of tools within the game that make it easier for you to make any type of game. So yeah, that's why I went with Fortnite. So for today, I made an infection mode since I've always been a fan of the game mode, and for the old Combat Arms fans, you can probably see the inspiration I took for this map. And I can tell you now, it took me tens of hours, maybe even over 100, to sift through map objects to match the ones on Combat Arms. But I wanted to get it right, so here we are left with the result of that. I tried my best, alright? So to give a rundown of the game, there are two teams, free runners, who are the people running away, and the chasers, who are trying to tag the free runners. The base speed of the free runners are slower than the chaser, but the free runners has the ability to sprint, whereas the chasers aren't able to sprint. I did this so that free runners can have the option to outrun the chasers, but they have to choose their timing wisely, or else chasers will eventually catch up to you without sprinting. I'll probably play around with the speed a bit more to balance the game and make the gameplay feel more fast-paced, since Fortnite can feel a little sluggish in its movement at times, but we'll have to make do with this for now. So when I start the game here, you can see the message pop up. I spawn as a free runner, so it says either to kill the chasers or survive the round, which is 2 minutes long. Then it'll pop up with another message saying that the supply drop will come in 50 seconds. And what that means is that the free runners won't have any weapons until the 1 minute mark, other than to use your movement skills and a single building wall to avoid being tagged by the chasers. But once the supply drop comes, you're granted an SMG, a shotgun, and a remote mine, which you'll be able to kill the chasers with. I did this because it gives the game a little more depth when the person running away can kill the tagger, rather than keeping a linear gameplay of one person chasing another person. So each chaser have 2 lives total until they stop respawning. And every time you kill a chaser, they'll drop ammo, which will allow you to kill more chasers. And once the timer hits the 30-second mark, you're granted with another weapon, which is RPG, letting you kill chasers easier as more people get infected over time. This way, you're rewarded throughout the round by surviving longer. Eventually, I want to change it so once you're the last free runner standing, you'll get the stronger weapons to kill the chasers with, instead of using time marks to reward you with those weapons. Because if the chasers don't catch anyone within that time, the chasers will be killed very easily by the free runners, which won't be very fun for the chasers. and this way it's more about being the last person standing rather than surviving over a minute long to get rewarded. But for now, I only know how to do it with the timer, so that's what we'll go with. Now for the chasers side, this is where things get a little more interesting. When you spawn as the chaser, it'll tell you to tag the free runners and to use your ability to help you tag people. I should mention in every round only one chaser is spawned, which we'll call the host. Hosts get this button that'll let you activate a special ability that increases your speed and lowers your gravity, which will let you chase people a bit easier around the beginning. The effect only lasts for 15 seconds, but you'll be able to use it again after a 15-second cooldown. I think it's cool this can even exist on Fortnite because it opens up a lot of possibilities for a hero type game like Valorant or Overwatch with different abilities. I had ideas like teleporting to different parts of the map or creating a small cage for a few seconds to trap people in, but I decided to go for a simple game for now and explore all that stuff later. And another thing you spawn with is a couple of impulse grenade, which will let you lunge at people. And every time you catch people, free runners will drop you a few impulse grenade. I should mention, only the host will be able to use the ability, since if every chaser had it, it'll be hard to run away from them as a free runner. I figured out how to do this by adding different class into the game. Like if I wanted, I could have a class that lets you sprint faster but deals less damage, or a character that receives a sniper and ability to slow down enemies. I could even have an option where at the beginning of the round, free runners will be able to choose a class before the chasers are spawned. But like I mentioned earlier, we'll keep the game a bit simple for now and not overdo it. And if you didn't notice before, free runners have 20 overshield and 1 HP, which means it'll take 2 hits to convert people into a chaser. And if you don't tag the free runner within a minute after they've already been tagged once, they'll heal their shield back up again. And for the chaser, it'll take 10 seconds to heal their shield back up once they've been damaged. I'm sure it'll take a couple times playing the game to balance things out a bit more, but this is how it'll be for now. This game, I would say, is designed for 2 to 5 players. You could play with 16 people since that's what it's set to right now, but I do think that'll probably be a bit too chaotic with how small the map is. But yeah, that's the basic of the game right now. It took me a while to figure out how to do a couple things here and there, but I'm still learning, so there's still more things to look forward to. As of right now, I think I would be generous to say the game is mediocre at best. I wouldn't say it's a game that people would hop on to play. It's nowhere near calling it fun by my standards at least, but there's still things to try out to make the game a little bit more interesting and more replayable. I want to work on having a map selection at the beginning of the game, which I don't know how to do yet, but it's something that is possible within the game because I've seen people do it. I could also try creating different game modes other than an infection mode, like Capture the Flag or Dead by Daylight type game where you go around the map activating generators to make an escape. There's honestly so many things to try out within the game, but it is also possible that Fortnite is incapable of producing something that I'm imagining, which is a movement game that feels satisfying and smooth to run around and play in. But I would say this is a start, and I wanted to see what you guys think of it so far and what you would like to see in the future. Feel free to message me on Discord to test the game out because I'll need people to play around with to work on balancing and getting feedback. If you made it to the end here, I want to mention also that I'm looking for people who have genuine interest in these type of games because it's my belief that even if we're starting out with nothing, as long as we share the same goal and vision, we'll push each other to figure it out somehow because there's only so much you can do by yourself. So I'll leave that in the description. And if you want to see why I think there's a future to this genre, you can check out this video right here. And once again, the link for the Ridge wallet will be in the description as well. Just use code STIFFY to get 15% discount. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Peace.